Okay, so originally this wasn't going to be a script, and then I started to do my research, and now I have a prediction that has infected my brain, and I'm gonna share it with you and just how deep my mind can go at times. Hello everyone, my name is Neox Sereki. Welcome to the video. So, as any Sonic fan knows by this point, this is the year of the 35th anniversary of Sonic. Many people, of course, have been reading leaks and talking about a Sonic Eclipse being the next mainline title, with leaks stating everything from being unveiled at the Game Awards to the PlayStation State of Play, both of which didn't happen. Now then, personally, I thought there might have been something at the Game Awards myself, but when it didn't happen, I could already tell what Sega's plan was going to be, and that was going to be a brand new Sonic Central. Now then, for those of you who have never heard of that before, Sonic Central is a semi-regular update uploaded to the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel, each one happening around about every 1 to 2 years depending on what Sega has cooking in the pipeline. The last one we had was back in September of 2024, which is how we were introduced to Sonic Racing Crossworlds and a few other new products related to Sonic. Okay, so if I think the next Sonic game is going to be showcased at a Sonic Central, when do I think we're going to see it? Well, much sooner than you might think. Like in a few days soon. A crazy claim, yes, but let me show you my evidence. Starting off on the Sega West social pages, that's the American social pages, in this case Blue Sky, Sega announced a partnership stream with Game Blast, which is a European event put on by the charity group Special Effect. This event raises funds to expand accessibility in gaming for disabled individuals specializing in kids with special needs. To quote Sega, from February 27th to March 1st, the Sega Stream team will be fundraising for Special Effect to help make gaming more accessible. Stay tuned for more details and announcements coming soon. That, my friends, is an important detail, which brings me to my second bit of evidence, because on February 27th, we are getting Tangle and Whisper as free DLC in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and I would argue they are probably the most anticipated characters right now, and Sega knows that. For those not familiar with these two, Tangle and Whisper were introduced very early on in the IDW Comics Sonic run, and have very quickly become fan favorites. Up till now, they've only made appearances in the mobile games as unlockable characters, however these two have been getting a lot of Sega love as of late, including official voices, thanks to the Chaotix case files, which, if you have not been listening to, go do so. It is insane, and the amount of lore and reveals we are getting in the podcast is crazy. Anyway, thanks to episode 3, we now have official voices for both Tangle and Whisper. Tangle and Lemur is voiced by Ashley Madden, who is probably best known for her work on The Loud House as the voice of Carol Pringley, but you might also know her from Shin Megami Tensei 5 as the English voice of Miyazu Atasu. Meanwhile, Whisper the Wolf is being played by Anaris Quinaris. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. However, you probably best know her as a Ruby alumni who voiced Harriet Bree. Oh, and better yet, she is the English voice of Mirako from My Hero Academia. The casting here is peak. Off of that little side tangent, Tangle and Whisper are the last two free characters that we know of at this time for Crossworlds, meaning that we can expect an announcement soon for who the next 3 free characters are going to be, along with who the next paid DLC character is going to be, with the last one being SpongeBob. Anyways, that's part of why I think we are getting a Sonic Central sometime this weekend between February 27th and March 1st. If I had to lock in a date though, I would be going with the 27th. Not only am I going with the 27th for this potential video upload date, oh no, I'm going to predict what it's going to be potentially filled with. But before we get into that, I'll also mention that the Sonic YouTube channel has updated both its channel icon and banner to reflect the 35th anniversary instead of Crossworlds, as it was doing prior. This is telling us that Sega is, at the very least, gearing up for something soon, and again, if I'm right, it's a new Sonic Central. So what do I think will be in it? Well, it will likely start with Crossworlds, reminding people that Tangle and Whisper are now playable as of, air quotes, today. Again, assuming that this is uploaded on the 27th. And then we'll reveal who the next 3 free characters are, and who the next paid DLC character will be. Who exactly they will be, though, I couldn't really tell you. From there, they will then mention the Chaotix case files. I'm going to either thank the fans for supporting the podcast thus far, or give a preview from episode 6, as episode 5 drops tomorrow on the 24th, at the time of my vocal recording here. This will then lead into the merch section, which will start with the case file t-shirts, which are just the artwork we have got from the podcast put on a shirt, with a new shirt launching each week as new episodes drop. That is an actual fact. That's something they've posted already. just be a reminder of it. This would then be followed by some new jewelry commemorating the 35th anniversary. I'm not exactly sure which partner would be responsible for that, as well as some new toys by Jakks Pacific based on the games, the third film, and the DC crossover comic. The new upcoming continuation of that comic will also most likely be mentioned at some point. I also believe it is likely we will see a brand new LEGO set as well. And also, as well, not as part of my script, they did also just announce that they're going to be partnership with Godzilla again, like they did with Sonic Rumble in the form of a brand new IDW comic crossover, so that should definitely be interesting. After the merch section, I think the showcase can go one of two ways. Either we will get an address from Man of Action Entertainment and be given some idea on the next season of Sonic Prime, or we will get a reveal of a new animated film adapting an arc from the IDW comics. Think Warner Brothers animation adaptations of the DC comics, stuff like Gotham by Gaslight or Under the Red Hood, only in this case it would be animated by the same team that did the Shadow Generations promo material. It's a long shot of a guess, and I honestly think a new season of Sonic Prime is more likely, but a fox can dream, damn it. From there, we would get a teaser of the logo for Sonic Movie 4, acknowledgement of Amy's voice actress for the film, and a year we can expect the film to be released in. And finally, the big one. Our first look at the next mainline Sonic game, which will not be called Sonic Eclipse. Not to say that none of the info in the leaks are wrong, but we have been here before. See, in game development, you usually don't call a game by its final title. You use a codename while it's in development. You then either continue to use that codename while doing a closed beta test, or you use what's known as a temp title. Temp titles are of course made to at least have some functionality in the beta test menu, but also serve the function of suppressing leaks. See, when you're doing a closed beta, standard practice is to make the testers sign an NDA. However, there are those who are more than willing to break that NDA for a short-term payout or even internet validation, especially among Sega's beta testers. It happens time and time and time again. So how does a temp title help? Well, in addition to not giving away the real title of the final product, you can have multiple temp titles per version to figure out which batch of beta testers could be responsible for the leak. Now then, I don't know personally if Sega does this or not, this is just my personal speculation. That said, I don't think any of the leakers were beta testers themselves outside of potentially the first one, but more likely got their info from a tester and then stringed it together with some educated guesses. I also share the opinion of the funny raccoon that the oldest leak that we know of is probably the only legit leak, and the rest are recycling info with added guesses and details for the cloud. And again, this is the same thing that happened with the Frontiers with the Sonic Rangers leaks, and it's going to be the same thing here with the leaks about Sonic Eclipse. What the actual name is going to be, well, fuck if I know. I'm just a silly fox on the internet putting together some info. Again, all of this is a theory, more so a prediction of things to come. As for when we'll get our hands on the game, my guess is probably this November, with pre-orders going up in September, as long as there's no delays in development. If not, then we'll most likely see a January or February release in 2027. So to recap, February 27th, Sonic Central, tons of info. This is only what I think will be, don't take it as gospel. If you want actual Sonic news, go watch the funny raccoon over at the Sonic Show. He is well researched and has yet to be wrong. As for me, I most likely will be, but if I get it right, you know I'm going to ride that high as long as I can. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this little video. If you've enjoyed it, then please go support the chaos by throwing a like and sharing the video around. And if you like me for whatever reason, despite this not being my normal content, then you can subscribe as well, but I won't force you. I know I've been away for a bit, and I'm slowly and steadily getting back to my projects. I'm setting deadlines for myself, especially because one of them relates to Sonic and, kind of needs to be done before the new game releases, and hopefully I'll have some more mainline content done soon. Oh, and if you want, I now have a Ko-Fi. It's linked below. It's a one-time donation, so if you want to support the Fox and help me get these videos done sooner, that's the way to go. Anyways, I think that's everything, so thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this is Neox Sereki signing out.